In fact, the top 10 cuisine in the world, Indian cuisine features. We have 250 plus cuisines in India. Indian food, fortunately, is one of the most appreciated, the most loved food outside India and globally. So much of Indian food which people don't know of. Otherwise, paneer is not Chinese, right? Tofu is Chinese. So a lot of these A-listers have been spotted at Kesara.
Hi, today I'm here to tell you a story that will definitely inspire you by the end of the show. What do you think, according to you, is a great lifestyle? Don't you think a great lifestyle is all things that we intend to do on a daily basis? The kind of clothes that we wear, the kind of food that we eat, or the kind of places we dine at, or the places that we travel to. All of these choices makes who we are. This show, Brand Stories, is just not stories of any brand. It's a concoction of emotions, love, and care invested by people like us to live a better lifestyle. In today's episode, we would like to bring forward a connoisseur who has not only brought these amazing go-to dining experiences in Mumbai, but has also created a mark in the hospitality industry. He has opened doors for Mumbaikas from an eclectic all-day diner to multi-cuisine eateries in Mumbai. So let's welcome Mr. Sumit Govind Sharma, the man behind founding 4 successful restaurant chains in Mumbai like Eve, K Sera and recently opened Tat. Hi Sumit, how are you? What's up?
Thank you for having me here.
Yes, welcome to Brand Stories.
Thank you.
How has life been so far?
So fortunately, the restaurant's doing good. It's not good, it's doing very good.
So how did you start this restaurant business? How did it actually start?
Okay. So I'm a Marwadi, so I'm a businessman in my blood. And so I've been an entrepreneur for like 20 years now. And hospitality is our latest baby. We got into this 2.5 years back. And so before that, we were into multiple businesses, which still exist, of course.
So when you started all of this, like becoming an entrepreneur and, doing this restaurant business or the hospitality business, so did you start alone, or did you had a backup? Did you had some knowledge, or there was somebody who was supporting you?
Any project which has to be a success, obviously it's a team effort, right? It cannot be a one-man effort or whatever. There are the 4 pillars, the 4 P's of hospitality industry. So we identify the best people for that. And so whether it's interiors, so we'll work with the best architects, with the best interior designers. So obviously a brief is given by us to them that what is our expectation. But the output, of course, comes from them. For food, we have the best of chefs. So, because you and I can cook, but not as what a chef
Do you
can.
cook?
Not so often.
What's your secret sauce behind being consistent in all of these restaurant chains, running it very successfully? Like, I'm sure every restaurant is doing a great business. So what has been the inspiration or the secret sauce behind that?
I think it's the team. Honestly speaking, it's the team. So you get the right team on board and they drive the business for you. So obviously we are investors. But it's not that we are at our restaurants 24/7 managing it, right? So you have to create a nice team. So whether it's the service or the kitchen or the bar, etc., you get the right people, they do the right job. And fortunately for us, across all our restaurants, we are blessed to have the best of people. So the team drives the business.
In today's day and age, social media is a big blessing also and sometimes a curse also to a lot of people, right? What do you think, and how have you managed to kind of build a rapport with your audience in your social media realm?
Yeah, social media today is a boon, it's a curse as well. And what happens is, what I've learned is, one bad review
Can change the whole ball game.
Yeah, it's like that. And one good review is great, of course, because we want good reviews, but it doesn't catch fire like a negative reviews. So what I've learned is this is a part and parcel of social media. You'll have the good, you'll have the bad, but it's like oxygen.
Do you also plan parties here, like a curated parties, for people or celebs who are coming down here? I mean, have you spotted any celeb in any of your restaurants so far?
So K Sera, because in Andheri, close to Lokhandwala, we have a lot of A-listers coming. So we have Tapsi Pannu, who's a regular there.
Okay.
We get Ayushman Khurrana, who's come there. Manoj Bajpayee, Tamanna Bhatia, Mr. Anupam Kher.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people do not know about the Tat, which is a coastal culinary restaurant opened in Vikhroli, in Godrej Vikhroli, I believe, right?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful restaurant. Yeah. I mean, tell me something about Tat. Yeah.
So Tat is essentially Indian coastal cuisine restaurant.
Yeah.
We are covering the complete view of India. So starting from Maharashtra going up to West Bengal. So it's 9 coastal states what we cover, and we have a little bit of Sri Lankan cuisine as well. And so 10 formats of cuisine there.
Yeah.
And so we saw that, multi-cuisine, European, Chinese, Pan-Asian, there are many restaurants.
Yeah.
So this was a space which we saw that, इसमें competition कम है. There are people who are wanting to eat good seafood, stuff like that. So that's how we ventured into Tat. Currently, if you see, coastal cuisine restaurants, either it'll be, Malwani or Konkan food or Goan food, etc.
Okay.
But the kind of, spread we are offering is...
4 or 5 things that you would like to recommend.
So, see, traditionally what happens is when you tell it's a coastal cuisine restaurant, people think, yaar, yahan to non-veg hi hoga, seafood hi hoga. So that is not the story here. Because people who stay near the coast eat vegetarian food also, right? So we've got those recipes as well. And talking about the veg dishes, Kotambari Vadi, which is a traditional Maharashtrian dish, that is, it's again our signature starter. That's come out very, very nice.
Okay.
I love that. And our, prawns and mutton dishes are a big hit.
Okay.
So like kosha mangsho, which is essentially a Bengali mutton dish, has become a big hit at Tat.
Okay.
And then again, my favorite, I'm a very sweet person. I love sweet. That's I'm so sweet.
Oh, you are.
Thank you. So we have a dish which is called Puran Poli. So, that's a traditional Maharashtrian dish, but we've elevated it and, we serve it with Malai Kulfi.
Yeah.
And that's our signature dessert there, and it's loved by people.
I think, this was the first time that I also tried Puran Poli last at your restaurant. So that was the first time that I actually tried. So do you think the kind of menu that you guys design or the kind of menu that, you have presented so far, has it been accepted by your audience?
So obviously menu re-engineering keeps happening.
Okay.
So, when, I'll give you an example of Tat, which just got launched. So we have a exclusively new menu, right? हमने अभी launch किया है.
Yeah.
So in 3 months of operation, say like August, September, October, in 3 months of operation, we'll realize that some of our dishes are hard selling dishes.
Okay.
Some of the dishes are not moving. So like in Tat today, we have a dish which is made out of brinjal, and which we feel is an excellent dish, but unfortunately it's not moving. So as of now, it's not
Underrated
moving.
vegetable.
Yeah, I say that. So in 3 months, we'll come to know. And then that's how menu engineering will happen. Fortunately for us, because we are covering so many states, and every state, see, India is a very culturally rich country, right? Maharashtra is so different from a Goa, which is so different from a Karnataka.
Yeah.
And we have so many festivals, so many occasions which we can do.
What else? I mean, and in Tat, so I just saw the entire ambiance and decor and everything. So what was the idea behind it? Matlab, what do you think? Like, even when it comes to Eve, when it comes to K Sera, or when it comes to even Tat, what do you think is actually playing the biggest role in any of these restaurants? Do you think it's just food, or do you think it's more than that?
Okay, so in my last 2.5 years in the industry, what I've learned is, for anything to do well, you have 4 pillars, right? आज एक structure खड़ा करने के लिए you will have 4 pillars. So for us in the F&B industry, there are 4 pillars. The first is, of course, food.
Yeah.
So because eventually, if I also go to any restaurant or you go to any restaurant, it's for the food. Food is what we've mastered in all our places.
Right.
Second is the service, because the kind of, because today people expect, and you have to live up to their expectations. So second is service. Third is ambience, because, when people come and spend that kind of money, they want to feel कि यार ऐसे जगह पे आए हैं, like that. So that is if you go to any of our places, we've made it world class.
Yeah, aesthetically,
ambience wise, interior wise, etc. We've not kept any gaps. And the fourth is, of course, marketing.
Yeah.
Because today it's all about marketing.
You're also a marketing geek, right?
Yeah.
Do you think what are the elements of a restaurant that actually plays a very pivotal role in starting up this business? Like as a restaurateur, like what do you think? What are the main key elements?
So if you've been to Tut, so if
Yeah.
you see our plates, they're essentially in the shape of a pebble. So obviously it took us 3 months to get the deliveries because it was customized, made for us.
Okay.
So a pebble, of course, connects with a coastal cuisine, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So every element which you touch across restaurants, you know, whether it's your crockery or your cutlery or your styling,
Yeah.
everything plays a very, very important role. So in Tut, we are doing thalis. So our thalis are brass thalis. So
Okay.
it's like a proper brass thali with brass katoris, brass glass. So that is how we serve a thali there.
Wow.
Uh,
And what about the other two, K. Sera Sera and Eve?
So Kesara and Eve is of course modern cuisine. So
Yeah.
if you see all the cutlery, etc., cutlery and crockery, etc., is very, very modern, very colorful, and so now it's different shapes. You know, crockery is available in so many different shapes. Right, yeah. And today, if you see, people are having a lot of gin.
Yeah.
So it's actually, people have developed the taste for that. So we have a cocktail, a gin-based cocktail called Essence of Life,
Okay.
which is our hot-selling cocktail.
Essence of life.
Essence of Life.
Okay.
It's our hot-selling cocktail.
So why Essence of Life? And why do you think it is a hit cocktail? What is the mixture?
So it's basically, lemongrass infused gin-based drink.
Wow.
Most of the people who come to Eve want to try Essence of Life. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then another of our cocktails is tiramisu.
Okay.
Which
Tiramisu is also a dessert.
Yeah,
and
it
also
is.
a cocktail.
Yeah, so
You have cracked it.
So tiramisu is one of our hot-selling cocktails here.
Okay.
So it's essentially a vodka-based Bailey drink
Oh.
kind of a cocktail. So that is again a very hot-selling cocktail here.
If you're comfortable sharing, what's the kind of team size that you have?
Today, all our businesses put together, we have a team strength of around 600 people.
600 people. That's a huge number.
Yeah.
So at a disposal, if a person is coming, at least there are 10 people who can cater to that person in your restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me something. I mean, Eve Powai versus Eve Worli. What people will find different in both of these Eves? Or the third one opening in Santa
Right.
Cruz?
Because Eve is a brand, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of things we've standardized. So like
Okay.
the library is a standardized feature. The island bar is a standard feature. The welcome drink, when you come,
Yeah.
you get a welcome drink. So that is all standardized. But keeping the property in mind, the kind of property we get, उसमें कैसे customize करके we can make it into a different format is what we are doing. But obviously, we are also learning, we are also growing. So obviously, we are elevating every project accordingly. So,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
So, I mean, in all of these places, library part, it's constant, right?
Yeah, for Eve.
Why? For Eve.
Yeah.
So why?
So actually what happened was when we were launching Eve Powai, I don't know whether you've been to Eve Powai, so we have a staircase, So from the ground floor, you go on the first floor. So we had a huge wall. It's like a 30-feet wall.
Okay.
So I'm सोच रहे थे क्या करे, and then it struck here. Let's make a wall-to-wall library, and then we have some 6,500 books there, and people love to read.
Yeah.
So we have people who come for a cup of coffee, they take a book and they read and spend time. So that's how it started, and
Okay.
then now it's become a feature in all our Eves, which
Okay.
will eventually be a feature in all our Eves. Right,
Okay,
right, yeah.
nice. So, why did you pick this category in terms of the restaurant business, the hospitality business?
Right. So if you see today, all our restaurants are in a space which is called the premium casual dining.
Right.
So today, fine dining is almost not there. There are very, very few players in the fine dining. But premium casual dining is some place where, like you and I, we are
Yeah.
going as friends. We want to
Yeah.
have a good time,
Yeah.
good ambience, good music, not too loud. So none of our places we pay to play loud music.
Okay.
Because you want to have a good time with your friends.
Right.
And so premium casual dining is a space we identified, and we are launching all our properties in that range.
Having the understanding about the taste that people have adapted now in this premium casual dining space, what do you think? What works the best, the live music part or the ambiance music?
So Eve, we have a live DJ. So in the daytime we play recorded music. In the evenings we have a live DJ.
Every day?
Every day we have
Wow.
a live DJ 365 days in a year.
Wow.
Both the Eves.
Right.
And obviously we'll have the same in Santa Cruz as well.
Yeah.
Che Sera Sera, again, like I said, it's more of Italian, European cuisine. So there we do live performances on weekend. So we have, we identify singers, and then, we have an act of an hour or so.
Wow.
And so people love it. So it's like a brunch come lunch time where we do this.
And you do this religiously every Sunday.
Every Sunday we're doing it. Yeah, with different artists, etc.
I think one should go.
Yeah. And coming back to Tat, then Tat is of course like, it's a very regional cuisine. So there we don't have live bands and stuff. Later on we want to do that. But currently we've created our own music list, which is all traditional. It's basically a mix of traditional and Western, and then fusion music, and that is what we play there.
What about the coffee culture here in India? I mean, your restaurants serve coffee, I'm sure.
Coffee.
So have you experimented something in the coffee zone, and any coffee movements that you might have, might share?
So in K Sera Sera, when we launched, we had a banana flavored coffee.
Oh.
Yeah, so which was very different, and obviously it's very different, so not everybody appreciates it. But people who had loved it. Yeah.
I really like that some coconut cocktail that you had. What is it called? Some coconut flavored cocktail.
So in Tat, because it is a cocktail called Sahil, which is basically a ghee infused gin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's that.
So
What is the idea behind all of these, exceptionally curated cocktails?
So again, the brief in Tat was that because it's Indian food, right?
Yeah.
So you can't have a Western cocktail going with that. So that's why we used only Indian spices, Indian fruits, Indian flavors, etc., and made all our cocktails.
So how did you crack that middle ground, for a restaurant like especially Tat, which is just coastal cuisine?
So what we did, especially for Tat, we did a lot of research. We picked up, traditional dishes from each of the states, and we modified it, and that is how we are presenting. Bengali is we have. Kosher mangsho, which is one of our head dishes, is from Bengal. Yeah.
And what about Andamans and all of these areas?
No, not as yet.
No?
No. But that's a good point, yeah.
Yes.
So currently, like I said, we are covering the V of India. So Andaman and all that we've not explored. But we have some very good Sri Lankan dishes as well.
Yeah. People are going into healthier choices, good food and quick food, delivery should be quick. What are your thoughts on this?
So, when we started, I said we are looking at becoming a complete hospitality company, right? So obviously, first is of course all our premium casual dining restaurants. It's all about experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you come inside, the kind of feel you get, when you're eating the food, the way the food is presented, right? Our mocktails, cocktails, everything. Yeah. So this food, you can't, especially, food created at Eve, etc., cannot be a delivery food. And the way we present our food and stuff like that.
So you don't deliver?
Yeah, at Eve we don't.
Not even on any platforms?
No.
No Zomato, no Swiggy. So you have to come here, dine, have the experience.
Right. Because it's all about presentation, right? So that we can't give you on delivery. Yeah.
Right. The crowd's, preference, in tier 2 cities versus a metropolitan city may vary as per the choices and as per the experience that we have to offer.
But I'm telling you, tier 2, tier 3 cities also, people have
an aspiration.
The aspiration, and these kind of places are not there.
Yeah.
So if we give them an opportunity, I'm sitting on a successful formula.
Yeah.
As I had.
So talk to me about K Sera Sera, please. What is the vibe of K Sera Sera?
So K Sera Sera is essentially a European cuisine restaurant, more focused on Italian cuisine.
Okay.
And once you enter, the entire restaurant gives you a very Sicilian cafe feeling. So, we have shells, a lot of blue.
Okay.
So, if you go to Italy and you visit a place in Sicily, that is the kind of ambience we've given you in K Sera Sera.
Okay.
And the food, of course, is European with a lot of focus to Italian cuisine. And so we obviously have the pizzas, the pastas, etc. But we've got very, very curated dishes from Italy and stuff. In fact, one of our hot-selling desserts there is a tiramisu.
Okay.
And that's our version of Italian tiramisu, and that people love.
So what are the plans forward? I mean, after Eve in Santa Cruz,
right.
What is the next that we would see from your end coming in Mumbai?
So, we were discussing QSR earlier.
Yes.
So, we are also working on a QSR format.
Okay.
It's in very basic stages, so I will not talk about it. But in the next few months, you will see a QSR brand coming out of our stable. And apart from that, we are also exploring boutique hotels.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So like I said, we want to make a complete hospitality company. So it's not only F&B focused, complete hospitality. The Indian food, fortunately, is one of the most appreciated, the most loved food outside India and globally, in fact.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in fact, the top 10 cuisine in the world, Indian cuisine features.
Yeah.
And today for people outside India, when we talk about Indian food, for them it's butter chicken, chicken tikka, paneer makhan wala, or maybe a little bit of South Indian cuisine like your dosas, etc., etc. But like I said,
or Indian Chinese.
Or Indian Chinese. But I don't know how much of Indian Chinese they appreciate. We eat because we appreciate Indian Chinese.
Yeah.
Otherwise, paneer is not Chinese, right?
Yeah.
Tofu is Chinese, but But paneer ho
Indian
gaya.
Chinese is way different than the actual Chinese right there in China. It's
Obviously.
very gooey, it's very liquidy, it's very bland.
Yeah, it's very bland.
It's
yeah,
very
Chinese
bland.
food,
And here Chinese concept is completely different.
Because that's our palate, Indians. We like masalas and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So my ultimate aim is that India mein itna culture hai, itna cuisine. I was discussing somebody that we have 250 plus cuisines in India.
Wow.
So outside India, people have not even sampled what we can offer to the world. Like I said, today my passion is to give the world Indian food, right? Because there is so much of Indian food which people don't know of. Forget outside India also we don't know, right?
Please share a memory now of you having the best Indian cuisine in India.
So there is a brand called Rajdhani. So they have these Gujarati Marwadi thalis.
Okay.
So I've been there many times and I like their food. So it's a very homely food for me. It connects with my palate.
Have you ever got a chance to visit Bihar?
As a kid, I have, because my mom's from Sitamarhi.
Okay.
Yeah, so as a kid, I've been there, but
Have you tried litti chokha there? But have you been
not.
introduced to litti chokha there? So I think you should try it.
I should try it.
It's a good staple. It's a good staple food, for Indians. I think one should try.
So because of my dad's from UP, my mom's from Bihar, so we had since childhood we've eaten a lot of sattu, which essentially comes from there.
A lot of people don't know exactly what sattu is.
But now people know, because
Now
people are getting health conscious, and marketing people like us, they're creating categories.
So you have created a disruption in the market for sure in terms of the kind of coastal cuisines that you have launched at that. I really hope that people understand the meaning and the value that you and your team has put in. And I understand that from the lens that you are also coming from, wherein the team is doing the work that they are supposed to do, and they are kind of serving the bestest of best at the plate. Any last thoughts that you might have for the audience, or for for the janta to actually know and understand this hospitality business in total, and to respect. I don't value those people who just call the waiter like, hey, listen, come like that and take the order. And the menu just being limited to, ki haan bhai khana dekha or pricing dekha. It's more to that. So any thoughts behind this, and the kind of culture that you would like to bring in, as you said, that you want to kind of, expand your Indian cuisines to the global market.
Right.
So what do you think should be the ideal way to, kind of respect and go about it, for the audience?
So, see, honestly speaking, any restaurant which is created, there's so much of hard work goes behind it, right? Right now, we are sitting in Worli. It took us almost a year to create this.
Yeah.
So, there is so much of hard work which goes behind the scenes, which obviously is not visible to the end customer.
Yeah.
So, my only thing is, when you go to a restaurant or go to a hotel, etc., appreciate what the team has put, It's not only money, money is one thing, but the kind of effort, because it's a passion, right? It's a passion, it's a dream for all of us to make it a success.
Yeah.
And that is why the team is putting that effort. So, somebody who's handling the kitchen, so our chef. So the chefs are putting so much of effort, it's not only the head chef, obviously he's got a team of 20, 30 people. So they are putting so much effort to get every dish best out of the kitchen, to serve to the audience, to the guest. The service team, the bar team.
Yeah.
So every team is doing their best as an individual, that, customer ka jo jana best hi jana hai.
Yeah. And as an experience holder of so many awards, I'm sure people would love to. Anything that you would like to talk about that? I think you recently got awarded with the best leader in the hospitality business.
So in May, I got the award from Economic Times, which is the emerging leader in the hospitality industry.
Wow.
And coming back to our restaurants, Eve Powai has already won 8 awards in the last 2 years. We won an award for K. Sera.
Wow.
Of course, Eve, Worli and Tata are new now, so hopefully we'll do our best and
Lovely. Great. It was really lovely talking
Thank
to you,
you.
Sumit.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having this time and effort and energy put in this interview for our audience actually.
Pleasure's all mine.
Which would mean a lot to them, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
for
It was
hosting
very
me.
nice to meet you. So Sumit, can you please help me with a nice tour of all the restaurants that you own?
Definitely. Come on.
Let's go. Cool. This was Mr. Sumit Govind Sharma, Director of Monarch Liberty Hospitality, who has given us some beautiful insights on the hospitality industry. If you are a brand who has a story to tell, we are at your disposal to give its shine to the audience that it needs and demands for. So this is Shalini from Things to Do. I hope you enjoyed this show and see you again in the next episode of Brand Stories with another brand and another story. Till then, bye, like, comment, subscribe and hit the bell icon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys.
This is the chit I copied from.